Hey, what's up everybody? Iron9465 here with another video for you, another video review. Today I'm here to review The Amazing Spider-Man, which I saw on Friday. I'm just gonna say this now, this was better than Spider-Man 3, better than any of the Raimi films, in my opinion at least, just because Andrew Garfield, officially to me, is the live-action Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire, I never really felt him as Spider-Man. He wasn't that good of a Peter Parker or Spider-Man just because he can never pull off the poorly written, sarcastic lines at that. I like Spider-Man 2, don't get me wrong. I semi-like Spider-Man 1. I know the writing and some of the acting is crap. Spider-Man 3, on the other hand, it sucks on ice. Yeah, but this film, I want to see this again so bad. It was just awesome. It did what the title says. It's amazing. But, I'm going to get into some spoilers. If you played the game or you know the comics or you already saw it, by the way, just, spoiler alert. If you don't want to listen, just pause this and go away from the video in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, whatever. Yeah. Basically, Captain Stacy dies in this film, which, you were expecting if you've read the comics or played the game or just seen the movie in general. Yeah, that's the only really spoiler I can give away. We all know what happens. Spidey's going to beat the villain and everything. This film, I will just say, Andrew Garfield, like I said, is Spider-Man to me now. I can't wait for the sequel, because it's going to probably have the Green Goblin as the villain. I liked Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin, but, we needed, Norman Osborn. I'm saying a better-looking costume. I'm one of the few people that thought the costume actually worked, but I would like, a more comic book accurate approach, with the rubber mask and everything. I think that would look cool. And I want a better Venom and, a Carnage. That would be awesome. I don't think it's necessary to redo Doc Ock, though. They got him perfect in the Spider-Man 2. But yeah. Basically, The Amazing Spider-Man's awesome. Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy. Not much to compete with the Gwen Stacy from Spider-Man 3. I don't remember who played her. Whatever. And she's also not much to compete with Kirsten Dunst, who played Mary Jane, which, okay performance. Not Mary Jane from the comics, though. I much better enjoyed Emma Stone. She actually felt like she had chemistry with Andrew Garfield, and I thought it was hilarious. Peter Parker talks to girls, half the time I end up talking to girls unless they actually know what I'm talking about, like with Transformers and stuff, but, he talks like, yeah, you want to go to that place, or we could go to, yeah, and then she's like, oh, yeah, the first one. It's funny. It's typical teen relationship, but, it's truthful. I just hope the Green Goblin's in the next one, because that means Gwen Stacy's gonna get her neck snapped. One of the most important deaths in comics might end up actually happening on film, which would be horrifying and awesome at the same time, but, awesome movie. I can't remember who played the Lizard, but he did a fantastic performance as Kurt Connors in the Lizard. I liked Lizard as a villain personally. It sucks though that the after the credits scene is in the trailer, which, whatever. This was a fantastic film though. 4.5 out of 5 I would give it, just for, minor gripes. I can't really think of anything, but I know there's... Oh yeah, the one plot hole that I could find. This is also a spoiler, so if you haven't already gone away, just go away. When Spidey gets shot in the leg, all he does, the guys with the cranes come over and he, slings across. All he does is shoots a little web on his leg. And, he's limping and everything, and he almost falls, but he lands on the crane and everything. When he gets home from everything happening, he's Peter and everything. Aunt May doesn't see anything wrong with him. He doesn't go to the hospital or anything. And as far as we know, nothing, he doesn't go to the hospital, and there's still a bullet in his leg. Yeah, that's a little plot hole that would kind of affect the story. You know, his leg getting infected and falling off. Now he's the one-legged Spider-Man going around being weird. Whatever. Yeah, go see this film though. 4.5 out of 5. It's fantastic. Better than the Raimi films in my opinion. Peter, does the whole entire... You found my one weakness. Small dives. And there's much more than that, even though that is hilarious. He's actually witty in this. He's swinging around, being chased by the cops. Hey, I'm swinging here. Does the whole entire Brooklyn accent, sort of, when he's doing that. He's like, I do 80% of your work, and this is saying you're paying me. He takes the gun, flips over, and then just throws the gun to the side. Yeah, the boys in blue are here. He's hilarious in my opinion. He becomes cocky quite fast, which I'm fine with. But anyway, 4.5 out of 5. Go see The Amazing Spider-Man. He actually has web shooters in this, which is a plus for me, especially if you're a fan of the comics. But yeah, go see this. It's awesome. 4.5 out of 5. So yeah, guys, see ya.